All right, so you passed the initial screening for VIPKID. That means that you are qualified for this teaching position, and that means that you can get hired. So in this video, I will explain to you how the demo and the mock classes work and some techniques you can use in them to get hired. So the demo will be a 10-minute pre-recorded video. You could schedule an in-person interview, but I recommend doing the pre-recorded video. And the mock classes will be between you and a full-grown adult pretending to be a 5-year-old. I know it's kind of strange, but it makes sense. Once you get hired, you'll kind of understand why they do it that way. So the mock classes are now 10 minutes long as well. They want it to be more of an interactive process. So they want to give you feedback on your first mock and hope that you come back and improve upon that feedback. So if you don't get hired immediately after your mock classes, don't be discouraged. And also your demo, you have a chance to redo that as well. Now, let me tell you some simple techniques that are going to help you get hired in both your demo and your mock classes. Number one, wear orange. I don't wear orange in my classes anymore. I wore orange for the interview. It's the company's colors. It's suggested uniform. It shows that you care about the company, so it's good to wear orange. Number two, educational background. You're looking at my current background. You don't necessarily have to do this. I bought these flags because I thought it was good to show the kids. There's a lot of lessons about American culture and whatnot. But initially what I did, I just cut out a picture of China, cut out a picture of the United States, cut out the letters of the alphabet, and glued them to the wall behind me, or taped them to the wall behind me. So I had a nice educational background. That shows that I put in the effort. They just want to see that you're putting in the extra effort and that you're dedicated to getting the job. Another one is lighting. Lighting is important. This is natural light here. This is good enough. More or less, you just don't want shadows on your face. You want it to be clear so they can see your face. In the classes, it's very important that the kids can see your mouth because a lot of times they're going to be mimicking your mouth movements like this. So those are 3 aesthetic things that will help get you hired. Now, what are some techniques, some teaching techniques that will get you hired? So first, we have TPR. What is that? That is total physical response. More or less, it means nonverbal communication. So you're using your hands to talk. Now, this helps young kids understand what you're talking about. A lot of the time, the kids aren't going to understand exactly what you are saying because they're coming in at a beginner's level. So, for example, when we say rain, we can go. When we say spider, we could go bicycle. Maybe 2 hands, so it looks more like a bike. Shovel. So you're just doing very exaggerated nonverbal communication. And that is definitely going to help you get hired when you show that in the interview, and that will definitely help you in the classes when you're actually working. That's one, TPR. Number 2 are your phonics. Phonics are super important. Phonics are very important. So what are phonics? Phonics are pretty much the pronunciations of vowel and consonant sounds in English, and your English phonics. So, for example, we'll have something along the lines of A, B, B, C, K, K, K. So you're showing them the sounds. These are super important, especially when the kids make an error. So if the kids make an error, you're going to want to stop and correct them. And this is the same thing for the interviews. When you are doing the mock class, the adult pretending to be a 5-year-old is going to purposefully make errors. Now, usually you're going to want to let them finish what they're saying, and then you are going to correct them. So how will you correct them? How will you correct them? You can say, for example, they might say something like, "This is my all," and they mean to say, "This is my ball." So you will say, "This is my ball, ball." So you're going to put your mouth close to the camera, and you are going to sound out those phonetics, so they are phonics, so they can know what you are talking about. That's super important. You can point to your mouth while you are talking, or just put it close. Now, another thing is cupping your ear. When you elicit a response from them, when you want to do that, you're going to cup your ear. So you could say ball, and do this. That means repeat. In the interview, they're going to know what that means, and the kids in the classes are also going to know what that means. So that's super important. The holy grail is the cupping the ear. That is always eliciting a response. Now, another thing is you're going to speak very simply and clearly. You're not going to use incidental language, and you're not going to stray too far from the lesson plans and the words in the lesson plans. So, for example, I'll give you an example of how I talk when I start my lesson plan. I'll say, "Hello, how are you?" Good, good. "I am fine. Thank you. My name is Teacher Justin. What is your name?" So you're going to simplify like this, as if you're talking to a 5-year-old that doesn't speak good English. This will help the kids understand, and this is also going to help you get hired in the interview. So what are we doing? We're simplifying, we're using TPR, and we are correcting errors. Correcting errors is a huge one. Now, I got hired after my first mock lesson because I studied really hard for the mock lesson, and I focused a lot on correcting the errors. So I had the whole lesson plan memorized pretty much, and then I watched and listened closely for errors in the 5-year-old's speech. And I would let them say what they're saying, I would stop them, and I would make them repeat after me. Ball. Ball. Cat. Things like that. So you're correcting errors. That's going to be huge. So educational background, orange shirt, good lighting, correcting errors, TPR, cupping the ear to elicit response, speaking slowly and clearly, and studying the lesson plan well and showing that you have knowledge. Now, another crucial thing is a reward system. A reward system. What do I use for my reward system? I use a star. Now, this is one of my ugliest stars I've had in recent times. I need to fix that up. That's just the back of a box of granola bars that I cut into a star. And I have this light, and I show it to the kids. I do it with 2 hands, it looks a little better. And I go with this LED light, and I do some fancy light tricks like this every time they do a good job. And that is how I reward them. So I use that reward system, and the kids love it. They're going to want to see a reward system in the interview. So any reward system you can think of that you think would be good. And another good thing about that reward system is I count the stars after class, so it gives another opportunity for them to practice their numbers. Now, I don't want to go on too long, so those are some simple things that got me hired after my first mock lesson. If you don't get hired after the first mock lesson, like I said, it's more difficult now, and they want you to try multiple times and show that you are improving, so don't be discouraged. Once you pass the demo, and even once you're into the demo, you have a lot of opportunity to get hired. And once you pass the demo, you can get hired. You just have to do the mock until you get it right. So do not be discouraged and keep going. If you have any questions, type them in the comments or send me an email. And if you have any critiques of the video, did I miss anything? Same thing, type them in the comments or send an email and I will respond to you. So thank you for tuning in today. My name is Justin, by the way, and good luck. You will get hired to VIP Kid.